actually planted the acorns, and they do grow. Is this? I don't see whether we have any left out there anymore, but they do grow anyway. Might take a little work, and it might take a little time.
Okay, Mom, why don't you come up?
Big.
Why don't you come up?
Oh, well, just wanted to thank you for coming today. Gary is dearly, Ron,
Yes, Ron.
Ron,
Ron?
Ron,
Ron?
come on. I don't know what we would have done. I moved to Florida, and I'm 5 minutes from where Cindy works, and 15 minutes from her house with her and Myra and the 2 kids, and get to do a lot of things and see a lot of baseball games. And Ron came down to visit us.
You're 22 hours from me. That
22,
works.
22. Yeah, but
You got what you wanted.
But I've been with you. I've been with him for the last 22 years.
Yeah.
So that makes a what? That works out.
Yeah.
But anyway, when he came down, he decided that I was in the perfect place I should be. Right?
Yep, I'm happy where you're at.
Yeah, it's a very safe area. And Gary was just there a few days, and before he had to go into the memory care, and I think he would have enjoyed it. He enjoyed the golf cart and getting around, and he loved the house, and so I felt good about all that. He also thought that I was in a good place down there. And anyway, he had wonderful care right up until the end, with Cindy there sleeping with, or in his every night about when towards the end we could stay with him in the evening till 8 or 9 o'clock and put on the 50s music and let him get to sleep that way. And he was really pretty good right up until the last few days when he just quit eating. And anyway, he's in a better place now, right, guys?
Well, maybe it was more than the last few days that he quit eating, but yeah.
Cindy and I did everything. I cooked everything I could think of. We stopped every day and got a protein milkshake to try and get him to drink that. We tried everything we could, but with dementia, sometimes you just quit, and they don't want to eat or drink, and there's nothing we can do about it. They just have to let the disease take its course, which is not a great disease, is it? It's
Yeah,
awful.
it was tough. We ended up, one of the best things we did was we got him a full-time aide, which was wonderful. His name was Vincent, and you've never met a more compassionate person in your life. And so he was always there and never ever once gave us the impression that our dad, husband was a burden. So, I have a newfound respect. I've always respected, but even more so now, the people that are in that healthcare and particularly hospice type of work. It makes such a difference for the family.
We had such a nice video one of the first days that he was with Vincent, and anyway, Cindy was taking a video like she did lots of videos, and Vincent was walking away, and Gary said, "Well, there goes, he's a good one." And he was very happy with him, that he was a good one. And Vincent says, "I'll take that any day." But he did like him and respect him, and he could take care of him and keep him so well shaved and well taken care of. So that was good. And the girls were there all the time.
So yeah, I guess, and we won't go too long, but a little bit more context just for how Dad passed is, I think as things started declining, he stopped eating after, it was really right out, his 82nd birthday, we can all rest assured that he ate just fine. Mom got him a cake with a big beer mug full of individual cupcakes. I think he ate 8 of them before we stopped him.
Yeah, they were just covered with.
So
just went around.
he very much enjoyed his 82nd birthday. But after that he started to not eat as much, and then we ended up really trying to do the smoothies and getting nutrition in him. But the people that are expert in dementia say it's not that he had a will to stop eating, it's just the disease, that the connections aren't working. So while you think, like you say, oh, I'm hungry, I'm going to eat, for him those connections were broken. And so it wasn't an intentional thing, and so we did our best, and then at the end when he stopped drinking, we knew we were near the end. And I was incredibly blessed because we got to a place with COVID where we were allowed to be in there as much as we wanted. And so I kind of moved in, as did my mom. But, you know, near the end, I laid with him every single night until he fell asleep in his bed with him, listening to music, talking to him, and just making sure he was very peaceful when he went to sleep every night. And then sent a text to my brother with some photos. And Ron knew, hey, I need to get on a plane, and his family supported him in doing that. And he got down to Florida and saw Dad, and Dad passed like 5 hours later? 3 hours later. So, and I'll let Ron speak, but you know, I'll just let you. I'll just let you know that for those that don't know the story, both Mom and Ron were there with Dad, and I think this is a blessing now. At the time, I didn't. Hospice didn't have anyone available, which was unbelievable to me, but they didn't have anyone available to be with my dad at the end. And so I said, well, then I'm going to stay here, and I'll stay with him all night to make sure that he gets morphine or whatever he needs. And I laid with him, holding his hand, head on his shoulder, talking to him with the 50s music on. And I looked away for, I don't know, 30 seconds, a minute, to look something up on the phone, which was actually related to his condition. I looked back, his eyes closed, and that was it. And it was as peaceful as I ever could have hoped, ever in a million years. I felt like he went out knowing he was loved, knowing that he was surrounded with love, having seen his son, which was important.
And they all said that his eyes just followed Ron right across the room when he walked in. So he very much knew that he was there, and he could still hear us talking to him at that point. Tell him about your Robin.
Oh, so they're like, okay, enough already, right? So after he passed, Dad's a nature lover, obviously, that's why we're out here. And right after he passed, we were at my mom's house, and first there was this bird, like on her mailbox. And enough that we all noticed it. I'm like, oh my gosh, that bird's not moving. And we're like backing up the car right next to it. It just stayed there forever, which we thought was odd. Then we were at our house, and there was this red-headed woodpecker. We've never seen a red-headed woodpecker on a palm tree, okay? But it was there. And I'm like, well, that's odd. And then I was actually in the bathroom taking a bath, and there's bushes right outside the window. And this cardinal landed right at the window, and it just stayed. It stayed there long enough that I got out, I got dressed, I got my camera, like my phone, I took a video of it. It must have been 2 or 3 minutes. It just stayed there, and then it flew away. And then we looked up the significance of a cardinal, and I've never seen it since. It's just odd, right? So I feel like that was him telling us he was okay. So at least we hope that's what it was.
Well, and when Zane and Pat and Larry and Eleanor were there, we saw the only pink cranes, pink flat-billed cranes that we've ever seen. And Zane and Pat and Larry and Eleanor came over right after Dad passed. And that, too, it just seemed to show off for us. So we think that he's up here someplace watching this today, and know that all of you are here with us. And know
this is what we thought he'd want, okay? We thought he'd just want you guys and everybody to have a nice day in the place that he loved the most, around the tree that he loved the most. And so we really thank you all for coming. Before we do the ashes, I guess I'd just ask if there's anybody that wants to say anything. No pressure. If nobody does, that's okay. We all kind of grieve in our own personal way. But I thought I'd give an opportunity if there's anyone that has
a memory
or something.
I think, Cindy, that we're all better off for having known Gary. We're better people for having known him. And having him as a blessing in our lives.
Yeah.
Same with Gayla.
Yeah.
So,
I'd like to add something. Whenever, years ago, we had Cub Scouts up here, 28 plus more. Ron was a weed blow breeder. And at first he was kind of like apprehensive, like, what about my flower beds? What about this? So the kids come run in. And he actually, once the kids got here, he saw that they were behaving and they weren't tearing things up. And I think Gayla went in town, went in the house and baked some cookies and different things for them. And,
Shocker.
exactly. And they had a great time. And he was actually mingling with the kids and just kind of giving some stories and things about the tree and things of that sort. And next year he asked Ron if they'd come again.
When they came quite
And
a
he
few
came about
years.
6 or 7
Yeah.
times, maybe even 8 times. But one thing that he always had them do, if there's any kids here, it might be good for them, is to see how many kids can reach around the tree and how many it takes. 8 was a time. I remember 8. You get 8 boys. It took 8 boys to go around that tree with their arms protected. So because just something to remember Gary by, because he loved this tree. He talked about this tree to me.
Well, I think what we'll probably try and do, since you said that, is maybe after we do the ashes, we can gather and do a quick photo with the people that are here, if you guys don't mind indulging us for a quick photo by the tree. That would be a nice memory for my mom. So.
And if you haven't been inside to see the slideshow yet, do that. I think Cindy put together, 250 pictures?
Oh, it wasn't just me. It was a group effort.
Yeah.
Annie helped and Vicky helped. And
But a lot of our travels with Joe and Bill and with everybody was with Ron and Pauline, and we've been they took us on our last one was a cruise to Alaska that he loved, but we've traveled a lot of places in Europe. When we retired 21 years ago, he just had heart surgery, and we thought, okay, this next 5 years we're gonna get in as much as we can, and we did. We got a lot of travel in, and then kept it up for the next 15, but not quite as much. But anyway, we appreciate it. And
Anyone-
don't forget all the desserts inside. Come inside, look at his remembrance table.
it's not all about eating.
Well, I know, but have you seen how much is left?
Anybody else before we do the ashes? Okay. So, has anybody ever used one of these before? Because I'm sitting there looking at it, trying to figure out how it works, and I haven't quite figured it out. So, it might take me a minute to figure this out, but
The guy at the airport went over it really close.
yeah.
Oh, I don't want it to explode on me.
It's a shaker, so
Come on, somebody must have some experience with these. No one?
No.
Okay. Well,
maybe
this
we
is
punch holes in it.
fantastic. Anybody got one of those pocket knives?
Knives, yeah.
Yeah, that we had on the table. Anybody got one? Yeah. All right. But this is the cap. You think? I don't think so. I think we punch holes. He'd be getting a kick out of this right
Yeah.
now, just so everybody knows, okay?
It's like, what are you guys doing up there?
Yeah. I think we punch holes. What do you think? What do you think? But it's not gonna come out. No.
What?
I don't. That's why she's got the knife.
We're creating our own way of doing this.
There you
We don't
go.
know if it's right, but
I have one of these for Lake Michigan too. And then we all have
She'll be experienced.
We all have our necklaces. Ron, you don't have yours on. You need to wear yours.
Can you? I was going to ask what those were. Can you? What?
so
This is
the
ashes.
necklaces have ashes in them. So if you see
That's
us, me and my
wonderful.
mom wearing these, this is us having Dad with us everywhere we go. Ron has one as well, but he's not a jewelry guy, so I think it's in his jewelry box at home. Yeah. Okay, Mom, you're gonna have the honors of this. Okay.
Oh,
Do you want me to do it, or you want to do it? You, Ron, you want to do it?
I think we broke it.
It's okay. It doesn't matter. It's still gonna come out. There we go. Okay. You want to do it?
You can do it. You can do it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
It's a little emotional.
Do you want me to do it?
You want to do it? Just a little bit.
It would make sense.
Well, we have some for Lake Michigan. Or this. Ooh,
Go down a little.
yes, I have.
Now you left this tree grow bigger than it is, Gary. And may it always be there. Right?
Gonna keep going, hopefully.
Right.
Dad always said he wanted to be buried under this tree, so which is why there's some significance in doing this today.
Go down a little farther, Mom. You're dusting people.
I can't.
No, she's
Here.
fine. You're fine.
Here,
Okay.
you do it.
No, I'm fine.
No,
Keep going.
go ahead.
Keep going.
Just do it.
Good.
They're gonna wear Dad home.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
perfect.
Okay, I'm just about there. Told you, I'm not steady enough. Okay, we're back where we were.
Do you have some left because you missed the spot?
Are you being critical?
No, I'm not. I'm that person, right? Like you missed a spot.
Does anybody else have a daughter that could be critical?
I'm not critical.
I don't know what that's all
Good,
about.
good job, Aunt Gayla.
Ron, why don't you do a look?
Well, and if you see my good helper.
Maybe I ought to take some down to the dock.
This one has been keeping this yard, everything trimmed, everything mowed, all the.
Ron, you can leave a little bit. You can take some to the dock if you want.
Last
Well, you talked
fall,
about a
I
little.
left. Everything. And then made 120 eggs, deviled eggs.
And then we moved all her mulch.
And yeah,
And
then
we-
we moved all of her mulch away from the tree. But she loved Dad. She was very good with helping. She just met him a year ago, probably. Just before Gary's citizenship. But she could sit and talk with him for a long time about the tree and everything. So we appreciate it. Okay.
You want to do a picture?
Yes. Can we get up here and
Can
try
we
and
do
get
a photo?
Can we do you and your two children first?
Okay.
That's the way it'll make you look the shortest.
Well, and it doesn't show my fat arms.
Yeah, since they're all looking that way.